All right, so we're continuing our journey towards better understanding the base 12 version of pi by creating this diagram that generates all 360 degrees using base 12 geometry. And in the process, the base 12 version of pi is going to emerge from this base 12 geometry. So we're now on the fourth ring of the diagram, and we're going to use the same process that we've used in the previous three rings. We're following the 45-degree line to the point where it crosses the dodecagon, and we're working in sections of 3.2 root 2. So now 4 times 3.2 root 2 is the number of 10.8 root 2. So that's the radius again of the next circle that we draw. Then we add 0.5 root 2 to that radius at a 90-degree angle. So again, we're using Pythagorean theorem for that. And so you can see what that looks like here. We're always adding 0.5, then we draw a circle of the radius 0.49. So we always have this little gap built into each section that is being evenly dispersed throughout the circumference of the circle. And as you can see, the A side of that small triangle is getting longer and longer, but the B side is always the same. So the gap between the inner ring and the outer ring gets narrower and narrower as we progress from ring to ring. So here's that information of the fourth ring. Again, 10.8 root 2 is the radius of the inner circle. We can see the square root version of that radius, and then also the square root version of the second ring, and we add square root of 0.42. And then we have the two points where they cross the x-axis, the coordinate points, the larger circle, the smaller circle, we subtract one from the other, and we get that gap that I'm talking about that again is getting narrower and narrower as we progress in the diagram. So we can also see now that the degree lines that are already generated from the previous circles are all present, and where they cross those two rings, we use this method of twinning the degree lines. And here we have an even array of degree lines that we can work with again, all the red lines and then the blue ones, the 7.5 degree sections. So when we twin all those degree lines, we now generate the next series of degree sections, so to speak. So we can go to our formula and see that what we're doing now is 26 divided by 14, 14 being 4 times 4 in base 12, and we get an answer of 1.86. So those are the sections of degrees that we've created in this fourth ring of the diagram. We can also see that these black and red numbers in this particular ring, the inside angle inside of all the small circles is 128.3 degrees. So that's again the angle inside the small ring. So that's a lot of information for another video. Again, we're progressing from ring to ring. That's what it looks like, and we're going to keep doing that until we finish at the final ring.